This week on The Splash, we explore a gardening shop with deep roots in Sylvan Lake. Then we take a trip to the zoo. And later we get an update on the construction on Orchard Lake Road. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything from local news to feature stories, all so that we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash. Welcome to The Splash. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin, and as always, thank you for joining us. The prettiest little city in the state of Michigan is full of many hidden gems, and one of those gems in our backyard helps us make our yards pretty and artful. David Redder has the story.
Detroit Garden Works first opened its doors in 1996. Since then, it has become one of Sylvan Lake's most successful businesses, supporting local gardeners of all interests and skill levels.
We want to provide an experience of the garden to all of our customers, no matter their level of interest. So we sell primarily objects for gardens, pots and benches, furniture, trellis work, tools and equipment, so that a person who's a hands-on gardener who requires a really fine set of gardening tools can find that available for purchase here. And a person who just appreciates the beauty of a garden could find something to set in their garden as a sculpture or an object around which to organize a garden. We have those things here.
One of the only of its kind upon opening, Detroit Garden Works has grown into a nationally recognized garden store right in our backyard. Although massively successful and nationally renowned, Detroit Garden Works prides itself on building personal relationships with its customers.
I think that keeping what we have to offer fresh is very important. We're constantly looking into new companies that make things, new trends in gardening. We're trying to do the best we can to provide good service to clients and specialized service. You know, we have people here with names and faces, and they recognize our customers and know their families, know their kids, know their yards.
And that personability has had a great impact in the prettiest little city in the state of Michigan, and on the store itself, one that owner Deborah Silver recognizes every day.
When I go through the neighborhood, I see more people gardening in pots. I see more garden plants in the ground. I see more awareness of how a garden can be satisfying to people and provide them some sense of serenity if they're, if their life is busy and frantic.
Reporting for The Splash, I'm David Redder.
Thanks, David. For more information on Detroit Garden Works, visit civiccentertv.com/Detroit Garden Works. Recently, two of Greater West Bloomfield's finest organizations came together to give students an opportunity to learn about penguins from a renowned expert and explore one of Metro Detroit's most fun destinations. Tyler Kieft has the story.
Recently, West Bloomfield Youth Assistants, in partnership with the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield, arranged to take 14 children to the Detroit Zoo to meet renowned penguin expert Dr. P.D. Boersma. Joining the children was West Bloomfield police officer Azrita Yumni, who also starred in the zoo's commercial for the new penguin exhibit. The day started at the West Bloomfield Police Department with free giveaways and some tasty donuts before the kids and chaperones set off on their adventure to the Detroit Zoo. The partnered trip was the idea of Pastor Jack Freed, a longtime member and co-founder of the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield. The group mostly consisted of fifth graders from within the West Bloomfield School District. A majority of the children had never seen the new penguin exhibit, and many had never even been to the zoo itself. The children had a great time learning about the penguins and seeing their new home at the zoo. Funds for the project were raised by Pastor Bill Matlack of Holy Spirit Lutheran Church, as well as the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield. West Bloomfield Youth Assistance was able to obtain transportation through a grant from Oakland County Parks. The children and chaperones alike had a wonderful educational experience on the trip, and the Youth Assistance and Optimist Club partnership looks forward to more in the future. Reporting for The Splash, I'm Tyler Kieft.
Thanks, Tyler. And for more information on West Bloomfield Youth Assistance and the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield's trip to the Detroit Zoo, visit civiccentertv.com/Detroit Zoo. Still to come, we will get the latest on the Orchard Lake Road construction project. And later, we give you an update on all of the fun events coming up in Greater West Bloomfield.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV. And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin. We now move on to this week's Splash Traffic Update. We sent reporter Samana Sheik into town to speak with local officials and residents on the current status of the construction on Orchard Lake Road.
Orchard Lake Road has had a lot of progress so far. From the clay grade installation they started last week, this upcoming week, gravel is being placed on the road before construction workers cement the new streets. But most importantly, the sidewalk installations have just begun.
One of the things we're doing with the safety paths, there's a few goals in the construction project overall. One is to increase safety, and anyone who's walked in, driven in those left turn lanes knows that you end up doing a dance in and out of the lanes trying to turn. So by creating a boulevard, we're going to create the boulevard turns that will make it a lot safer for people from a turning perspective and increase the safety. And that is one goal of the boulevard project. The second goal is aesthetics and to create a downtown feel for West Bloomfield. Part of that is going to be creating a safety path to create a walkable, sustainable community where residents can bike, and it has a downtown feel. So the safety paths are an important part of creating that downtown feel. It'll allow access to residents who want to walk through the downtown area, who want to bike through the downtown area. It'll make it feel more like a downtown community, and that's one of the other ultimate goals.
Local businesses feel that sidewalks will benefit the community in the near future.
It does need to have a balance. There are people, like you said, that are using wheelchairs that might have some handicaps that might need those sidewalks to be available so they can get out and move around and get to the services and businesses that they need to get to. So I do believe that it is a great benefit to the city. As far as the lanes for driving, people are going to get around here no matter what driving, and other people don't have that access. So I think it is a good added benefit.
The safety paths will develop more in the following weeks. With this, local pedestrians in the area will be able to walk on the side of Orchard Lake Road.
I think sidewalks are prudent in a community that's trying to be pedestrian friendly. You have a lot of people who walk, run, walk their dogs, use Orchard Lake as a means to get around. I think that there's so many crazy drivers out there that essentially you have to have sidewalks. Maybe it will prevent accidents from happening.
This construction project will be completed by mid-November for behind the curb restoration.
We like to tell people it's short-term pain for long-term gain.
Reporting for The Splash, this is Samana Sheik.
Thanks, Samana. And if you'd like to stay up to date on all the latest traffic reports within West Bloomfield, you can visit wbtownship.org and click on the Road Construction Updates tab on their homepage. Now it's time for another episode of Sidewalk Talk, where I asked Greater West Bloomfield, when was the last time that you got all dressed up?
one of my really good friends just got married not too long ago, so I'd say that's the last thing that I got really dressed up for. And it was a ton of fun. Had all my old friends that I haven't seen in a long time, so it was a great event.
Well, I just recently went on a girls' trip to Arizona, and we had a formal night, and we had a professional photographer there and a formal dinner, so that was the last time. That was just a week ago.
My daughter's confirmation, and it was in New York, in the Danish church. So I'm usually in scrubs. I don't wear suits. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to put the monkey suit on.
I am a board member for the West Bloomfield Educational Foundation, and we had our casino night, which we have every year to raise funds for our schools and different community activities for our children.
It would have to be a bar mitzvah about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, it was last week. It's a business meeting where I met a lot of business people, and I had a wonderful dress which I bought over the Christmas in Italy.
We went on a cruise not that long ago, and I got dressed up for formal night.
My anniversary. Yes, me and my husband, we always go to Morton Steakhouse in Troy, and we really had a really great time.
Would have been a wedding, wore a tuxedo. I was an usher at the wedding, even though I'm an older man.
What was the last thing you got really, really dressed up for? And tell us about it.
Sure. So luckily, we recently went to Barbados, my husband and I, and it was a nice trip that him and I got to go on, and it was like a second honeymoon, and we got to have a date night for a week.
I was recently, just over the weekend, I was at a wedding in California, so I was in the wedding and had to wear a suit, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, yesterday I got new headshots taken, so I got dressed up for that so that I can update my business cards.
My nephew's wedding 2 weeks ago. I'm a pastor, so I officiated his wedding in Dallas, Texas.
My son's graduation from 8th grade. And it was really exciting, and I got to buy a new outfit. What's better than that?
My wife and I love to ballroom dance, and so the last time we got dressed up was to go to a ballroom dance event. So I have a suit or kind of a tuxedo that's designed for dancing, and my wife has a ball gown that's also designed for dancing. So we enjoyed that.
Last thing I got dressed up for was my daughter's 6th birthday. Well, I had on a ruffled shirt, a ruffled hat, and some pink pants. It was crazy.
We'll see you again next time for more episodes of Sidewalk Talk. It is always a lot of fun to get dressed up. And if you'd like to see some of our other fun and interesting questions on the show, you can do so anytime and anywhere by visiting our website at civiccentertv.com/sidewalktalk. And now it's time for our Civic Center event update, where we provide you with all the latest that's happening around Greater West Bloomfield. And if you'd like to stay up to date on all of the following current events yourself, you can visit civiccentertv.com/events. Let's get started. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is currently holding a national health survey in Oakland County through August 26th, where randomly selected residents can participate in the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. The data collected helps lawmakers and physicians develop public health policies and expand health knowledge on a national level. Each person may represent up to 65,000 people of similar age, race, ethnicity, and gender. Participants are compensated for their time and will receive a free health and nutrition evaluation. For more information, please visit cdc.gov/inhanes. The Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission wants to hear from you. Log on to gwbcable.org and fill out the Cable Commission Community Survey and tell the Commission how you feel about your local programming. Complete the short survey and you will be entered in a drawing to win gift cards for some of your favorite stores and restaurants. You must be 18 years or older to submit a completed survey and to enter the drawing. If you want to learn how to make quick, tasty meals, join Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital on August 16th at 6:30 p.m. for Fridge to Table dinner in 20 minutes. With school starting and our busy lives almost never slowing down, getting dinner on the table in 20 minutes will be a cinch with these tips, tricks, and tools to make healthy and delicious meals on the fly. This class costs $20 per person, or $30 for a couple. Join the city of Sylvan Lake for their 52nd annual ice cream social on August 17th at 6 p.m. Gather at the Sylvan Lake Community Center for an evening of tasty treats, good times, and even better people. You can choose from an array of homemade desserts and ice cream for just $1.50. Bring a lawn chair or blanket in case the benches are full, and enjoy being part of one of the prettiest little city in the state of Michigan's great traditions. Also on August 17th, the Kids Commotion Summer Concert Series continues at Marshbank Park with Gemini. Gemini writes and plays acoustic music for children and families, celebrating the fun, warmth, and humor of family life. Bring a blanket and gather on the concert hill at 6 p.m. for a night of great music and great fun. The concert is free, and Kona Ice and Grill Witch Tot Shop will be available for purchase. Also on August 17th is the Rotary Club of West Bloomfield Spaghetti Dinner. There will be plenty of pasta and homemade sauces, plus salads and desserts, all made by the talented club members. There will also be a trivia contest, so come out and test your knowledge and win some great prizes. All of the proceeds go to the Strive Scholarship Fund to benefit West Bloomfield High School students. Tickets cost $15 per person, $25 per couple, and $5 for children 16 and under. On August 20th at 1 p.m., join West Bloomfield Parks for the final wave. West Bloomfield Parks wants to thank you for taking part in all of their fun summer events and camps. Celebrate a great season with games and fun for the whole family. Beat the heat with a complimentary ice cream sundae. Regular admission fees do apply, but no registration is required. This event is open to people of all ages. On August 23rd, join the West Bloomfield Library at their main campus at 7 p.m. for the Exotic Zoo. Interact with many exotic zoo animals and learn about them with help from some of the experts. All ages are welcome to join in on the event, and no registration is required. On August 24th, West Bloomfield Parks would like to invite you to an end-of-the-summer picnic at Marshbank Park. Join us for an old-fashioned picnic as well as entertainment and sing-alongs. There will be limited seating, so bring a lawn chair or a blanket. Smart transportation will be available upon request. For more information and to register, visit wbparks.org. On August 26th at 9:30 a.m., bring your dog to the pool for a tail wagging good time with the Pooch Plunge at the Family Aquatic Center. Sessions are broken down by weight class, and pre-registration is required to attend the event. For more information and to sign up for the Pooch Plunge, visit wbparks.org. Making your own baby food is easier than you might think. September is Baby Safety Awareness Month, so why not head into it by learning how to prepare safe, nutritious food for your baby from your own home. Join Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital on August 29th at 6:30 p.m. to learn exactly how to feed your baby great food that is safe and affordable. The class costs $20 per person, and registration is required. For more information, call 248-325-3890. Also on August 29th, come out to the West Bloomfield Library at 11 a.m. for The Elements of Wonder. The Michigan Science Center will demonstrate features from topics such as energy, engineering, forces in motion, sustainable energy, and more. All ages are welcome and no registration is required. For more information, visit wblib.org. And that's all for now. However, if you're looking to find even more events going on in your neighborhood, then be sure to follow us at civiccentertv.com/events and look up our events calendar, or watch us here for more information on everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area. As we head into the break, stay tuned, because afterwards I'll be talking with Kathleen Robinson, one of the administrators of ArtSail.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV. Now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Sheena Monnin, and my guest on the show this week is Katie Robinson, an administrator of ArtSail. Katie, thanks for being with us today. It's a pleasure to have you.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, it's always nice to have an artist on the show and to understand a little bit more of the creative ways of life and how the brain works. So I'm really curious. We'll get into some of your accolades and accomplishments in just a minute. But how did you get started with art and drawing and expressing yourself creatively?
I believe that I've always been an artist. I was just born this way. And I decided when I was in kindergarten that I wanted to be an art teacher, and I became an art teacher right out of college. I've been teaching art for the last 8 years. I am an instructor at the BBAC, and I've been making and showing my art and participating with groups such as ArtSail to help promote the arts and express myself as an artist and an individual.
Wow, well, we actually have some of your artwork with us here today. Would you mind if we just lifted up and
I would love to share.
Tell us a little bit about this magnificent piece.
Well, this piece right here is a play on an elementary art lesson that I used to teach about birch trees and printmaking, and I took that and I worked with something that I loved with teaching artwork and then conveyed it on a larger, more fine art scale. And I feel that it's a really visually appealing piece that would look great hanging up in somebody's home.
Wow, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice. I always love to see where things come from, because you always see the finished product, but what's the process behind it? How did it come into being? That's amazing. Now, you mentioned earlier as well ArtSail, and I'm curious to know, what is ArtSail? Is it something local? Tell us a little bit about what it is and what the purpose is.
Well, thank you for asking. ArtSail is a Keego Harbor-based community co-op. We have artists of all sorts of different types, people that make jewelry, people that paint. We started a little over 2 years ago, so we're relatively new. And we are just looking for people in the greater West Bloomfield communities, such as Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, West Bloomfield, Orchard Lake, of course, to really come out and not only experience our shows that we have an upcoming show in November that will be great for your holiday shopping. We have ArtSail in the park over the summer at Keego Harbor City Hall. And we're looking for people to come out and support the arts, but we're also looking for artists who want the same opportunity to express themselves and participate in a like-minded community where we're able to share ideas as well as responsibilities that come along with being part of a co-op.
Wow, that sounds fascinating.
Yeah,
I love it. Now,
it's a great group.
Yeah, I'm wondering too, you reside in the West Bloomfield Township.
I do.
And when you go outside and you see the beauty that Michigan has to offer and the lakes that we have here in West Bloomfield Township, does that spark creativity in you, going out in nature and things like that?
Oh, it's a part of who I am, so it's integral part in my artwork when I am expressing myself. My family and I were, just at one of our great lakes in the area yesterday, just enjoying it. I ran into 4 or 5 community members that I either met through ArtSail or have known through different artistic avenues, and we're just on our bikes and having fun. So it's really about community and about benefiting each other and therefore benefiting the community with what art has to offer.
Absolutely, that makes a lot of sense to me. So you mentioned some of your events earlier, and just generally speaking, what types of events can we find ArtSail artists and representatives in?
We're always looking for more artists to come and participate as well. So if there are any artists that are out there that are interested, you can go to our Facebook page. You can also email us at artsail.keego@gmail.com and find more information about upcoming events. We hold co-op meetings on a regular basis where you can come and get more information as well and meet everybody in person because we're a charming group and have a lot to offer. And we would like to see what other people have to offer for not only our November show, working within the community. We would like to start a lot more community presence and doing community-based projects. as well as our summer shows during the art season, which are always fantastic and enjoyable.
Fabulous. Now, it looks like you are definitely open to new artists and new members of your group as well. Are there any other types of volunteers that you're looking for, or how can people get involved in ArtSail?
Always. I hear all the time, oh, I love artwork, but I'm not very good at it, especially as an art teacher. And you don't have to be to enjoy art. We invite anybody who would like to come and participate with cleanup, advertisement. We have wonderful local community businesses that have been helping us advertise and helping us grow. The support is just really overwhelming within the community and very much appreciated. So if anyone has any great ideas, our co-op ArtSail would love to see them at the next meeting.
Wow, that is really exciting.
Yeah.
I love it. I love seeing all the cultural things that we have to offer. And thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And once again, everyone, this is Kathleen Robinson from ArtSail. Now let's head over to another of our recurring segments called Parenting on the Go, where I sat down with psychologist Melanie Schwartz to discuss the topic of mindfulness. Hello and welcome to Parenting on the Go. I'm Sheena Monnin, and joining me this episode is Melanie Schwartz, a licensed psychologist and the owner of Viewpoint Psychology and Wellness in Commerce Township. Melanie, thank you so much for joining me again. We really appreciate you having me back on the show to talk about something that's really important, but I think is lacking in today's society. That topic is mindfulness. Can you tell us a little bit about what mindfulness is?
Sure. Well, when I was here last time, we talked about overscheduling in families. And in that conversation, we discussed mindfulness and balance. So mindfulness basically means being able to identify and be aware of how you're feeling physically and emotionally in the present state. It's difficult to do. However, it's very important, the idea of being in the present state, not focused on what you have to do next, yesterday, tomorrow, being focused on the here and now.
I'm wondering, though, can mindfulness really bring me and my family some balance into our lives when things feel a little bit out of control or out of whack?
Absolutely. The reason being, the only time we have control is in the present. When we're focused on the past, we're focused on the future, we're creating an imbalance in our lives, okay? And that imbalance can often create moodiness, anxiety, and depression. So for some examples of that would be if we focus on the past, we're not focused on the positive, we're focused on the negative, which is often our failures. We have a choice. We can always be a victim or a survivor of our past. If we're a survivor of our past, that can bring us into the present state and be mindful. On the opposite side of that, if we're focused too much on the future, as I talked about in overscheduling families, what happens is we're so busy and our brains are so cluttered with things we have to get done that it creates a lot of anxiety for us. We're seeing a lot more stress in anxiety in children. It's because of how we're modeling that for our kids. We have to go, 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 and we're not being able to teach our kids how to just be present, relax, and be a kid.
Absolutely. That psychological clutter can really clog the neural pathways in our brain, and it's so important to just remember that our kids are watching all the time.
Absolutely.
And the onus is really on us to make sure that we are modeling something that's healthy for them, which I know is a big burden and can be difficult to do.
Absolutely.
So that brings me to my next thought. How can the average person, just like me, going through a busy life, actually practice mindfulness? Can you give us a couple of tips?
Of course. Breathe. That's the number one tip that I'm going to give you, okay? Just start incorporating that into your daily routine. Wake up, take a few deep breaths. Start doing it morning, noon, and night, 7 days a week. It's really important. It helps bring you into the present state, and it just kind of relaxes you. When you breathe, you're bringing oxygen into your body, which decreases whatever emotions you're experiencing at that time, and it helps you be more present. Another option would be to use your senses or change environments. If you just have a busy day or you're stressed, just go to a different room, go outside, use your senses, look around, take a couple deep breaths, listen for what's going on outside. Doing that brings you into the present state and you can be more mindful. And lastly, express yourself in a healthy way. So one way to do that would be either through journaling, using your creative side, maybe painting or drawing or photography. And lastly, talk to somebody. Either talk to a friend, a family member, or a therapist even.
For sure, and I know I can personally relate to taking a couple deep breaths to switch gears from the emotional brain to the thinking brain so we can make rational choices.
Yes, absolutely.
In closing, is there any additional advice that you would like to offer us?
I know that change is hard. I know that it's difficult, but incorporating these small little changes into your life will make a big difference and help you feel healthier.
Absolutely, and that's definitely the goal that we want to achieve in life, is to be healthy on all fronts.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing those important tips with us today. We really appreciate it, and thank you all for joining us on another episode of Parenting on the Go. And remember, if you'd like to look up more helpful parenting tips, then go check out West Bloomfield Youth Assistance's website at wbyouthassistance.org. Take care. That was such an informative conversation. It can be tough to focus on the present moment and be self-aware, but it is truly so important. Now it's time for our final segment on The Splash, called Person of the Week, where we recognize those within the community who are either inspiring or providing toward others. And this week's recipient is Derek Hall, a firefighter and paramedic for the West Bloomfield Fire Department. As a firefighter, Derek Hall is one of the people you will see rushing to the scene in the event of an emergency in our area. He has dedicated his career to serving the people of Greater West Bloomfield by protecting us in times of danger and helping us in our times of need. In addition to his roles as a firefighter and paramedic, Derek is part of a team of firefighters that can be seen at our local schools and events, teaching residents young and old how they can prevent emergencies. Derek spends countless hours in the classroom, at a camp, and at events interacting with West Bloomfield's youth so that they know in the event of an emergency, they will never have to be afraid. He is committed to helping us keep safe before, during, and after an emergency occurs. For his heroic commitment to the people of Greater West Bloomfield, Derek Hall is our Person of the Week. And if you happen to know someone who is providing a service to their community, then let us know by sending an email to thesplash@civiccentertv.com. We want to congratulate those who are making a difference in our area, and we appreciate all of your suggestions. And that's going to do it for us this week. But remember, you can watch new episodes of The Splash this summer every other Monday at 6:30 p.m. or throughout the week for replays. You can also watch every episode online at civiccentertv.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook under Civic Center TV 15, YouTube at Civic Center TV 15, and on Twitter at Civic Center TV for more information. For all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Sheena Monnin. Thank you for watching The Splash.